Hello and welcome to the Bombay Film Story. This is a unique podcast where we look at Bombay, that is, Mumbai, and we look at films, that is movies, and we look at it through the lens of someone who's important to both. My name is Mayank Shekhar, and with me is the super talented, one of Bollywood's top playback singers, the Grammy-nominated Shilpa Rao. Thank you very much, Shilpa, for joining us.
Thank you, Mike. Finally, we're talking.
Yes. And before I was getting here, one of the things I learned about you, Shilpa, is that actually you were born Apeksha Rao. So even before anything else, even before we start the conversation, I want to get to how were you born Apeksha Rao and how are you Shilpa Rao now?
Finally, guys, after many questions like this, I was born Shilpa. वो पहले आप होता था ना कि हाँ आपका ये बर्थ सर्टिफिकेट एंड स्कूल का सर्टिफिकेट वो बन रहा है उसमें टाइम लगता है बट व्हेन अ चाइल्ड इज बोर्न there's a name that
you need to give some name.
Your family in that room उस दिन whoever shows up for the birth there's a collective name session, so that was Shilpa always. So I was born as Shilpa always at home.
So where does Apeksha come from and why have you not fixed that on your Wikipedia?
School अरे किया हुआ है वो बार-बार कोई उसको change कर देता है but the point is that Apeksha was my name that was in
on
school.
That day that you were
on
born.
School no Shilpa was the name that I was born with.
Okay.
Apeksha was when I went to school and you had to write a proper name.
Right, that's your official name then.
No, but then I got my passport and everything changed. It's Shilpa Rao.
What's on your 10th board certificate?
Apeksha Rao.
There you go. So
No.
there's a genuine conflict here.
There's a lot of conflict. Trust me, I will respond to both.
Huh.
My school friends still call me Apeksha and I'll respond, yeah, tell me what happened. It's very normal. But Shilpa is something that I connected
At what
with.
age did you realize that you want to be Shilpa? Clearly after 10th standard.
When the passport was being made, yeah.
Which is roughly what age?
15, 16.
15, 16 से कि नहीं मेरे को अपना नाम ही बदलने का है.
नाम
How many kids
Shilpa-
are 50? एक तो 15, 16 में you should not be allowed to have these decisions
अच्छा.
until you turn 18.
Okay.
Because you got to call yourself anything, right? I have a friend who decided to give himself a pretty weird name, and he's stuck with it because his
Which
parents
is?
said, "Okay, I'm not gonna," because that friend is gonna watch this. There's no way in hell I'm telling you.
Princess Consuela banana है हमें. Okay.
So there is Shilpa Rao who decides to call herself Shilpa Rao
Shilpa
at the
Rao,
age of
yes.
15, 16.
Yeah.
Changes her name. Parents are obviously okay with it. You've not told me reason why. The reason being that you love the name more.
No, Apeksha was a heavy duty, like expectations थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो जाता.
अपेक्षा ही है.
हाँ, बहुत
Expectation
ज़्यादा
ही
हो
है.
जाता है. And I'm somebody who, as a child also, I would like to be somebody who's just at the background, doing your thing. Not somebody who's bogged down with a lot of expectations and all that. Like I'll do my thing. Like let me take my time and eventually I'll get the work done. I'm not somebody who's like
Clearly
in the forefront.
you've done enough in your field, and I'm almost embarrassed to admit that you are the first person from the music, as it were, on this particular podcast.
Cheers to
which
many more musicians.
Absolutely,
on
because
the seat,
it's
yeah.
called the Bombay Film Story, and isn't the Bombay Film Story so much the Bombay music story too?
It is.
To a point that we may not remember films, but we certainly remember the songs from those films. Like, to give a straight off example, say To Se Naina, right? That's your first hit song.
First song, actually.
First song.
First song.
Wow.
First song.
And can you sing it for us?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Okay.
Just so the audience remembers exactly which song I'm talking about.
Yeah, here we go. क्षमा को पिघलने का अरमान क्यों है, पतंगे को जलने का अरमान क्यों है, इसी शौक का इंतहा जिंदगी है, तो से नैना लागे पिया सांवरे, नहीं बस में अब ये जिया सांवरे. So this was my first song.
And the reason why this refresher was necessary is I don't know how many people even know that this Mithun composition was in a Manish Jha film called Anwar. So it's not important whether people remember the film. I don't know how many people watched it, but everyone hums this particular song.
Yep.
Like everywhere you go, I'm pretty sure you're asked to sing this song as you asked right now.
This is the first song we start every gig with.
Oh wow.
Every concert. we start the concept.
How
of
do
this
you
song.
land this first song?
So Mithun, obviously, I had heard his music. I mean, in college.
Yeah.
I liked his sensibilities. It had something very unique about him. You could tell it's a Mithun song, and even now you can. Whenever you hear his song, there's a kind of an aesthetic that you know it's a Mithun song. So I reached out to him and he says, "Sure, yeah, let's meet." And उस टाइम पे वो डेमो सीडी होती थी ना, हम अपना 2-3 गाने उसमें रिकॉर्ड करके लेके जाते थे. Used to have your name and number on it, so that would be your like.
So there's something that you recorded in a music studio.
Yes,
and,
yes.
And which is an existing song.
Yeah, so
Right.
at that point you didn't have any of your own work to put out. So you would sing something that fairly gives a little idea of what your voice is or texture is
right.
or
where you fit in. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had heard it and he said, "Okay, there's this one song, let's work on it," and we started with that. And I don't know what happened to that, but then he called me for Anwar. He said, "There's Manish and he's doing his new movie and it's a scratch. We don't know who's singing it finally, but will you try it?" I said, "Yeah." Like, yeah, I mean, for sure.
Yeah, of course.
So he got a harmonium and he played it to me, and I said, "Yeah, let's record it." And I finished my recording. Manish heard it, he loved it. He says, "No, this will be the way it is." And then we got in the studio to finally record it,
Right.
which I think was an okayish recording, because the first
The
draft
scratch. Right.
that had,
That's what got you the job.
yeah,
And so they kept the scratch, or did they actually take
the scratch, yeah. Because
Wow.
in fact the outro, which has a little humming that I've done, is actually from the first recording. It's just the way it is. So I think never take any recording lightly. It is your first and last, so just treat it like that.
How amazing.
Yeah.
And this is when obviously you have moved from Jamshedpur to
Bombay, yes.
And even before I get to your Bombay story, as it were, I would like to start with your Jamshedpur story.
Right.
And it's a very simple question for you. There is something going on in Jamshedpur, small town in Jharkhand, that you have, say, an Imtiaz Ali from there, you have a Madhavan from there, you have a Priyanka Chopra from there, you have an Abhishek Chaubey from there. Are there people
Abhishek
from music? Are there other people from music from Jamshedpur as well who became rather big in the popular mainstream, as it were?
Musicians,
Not so much.
not so much, but actors, yeah, a lot
Yeah,
of
lots
them.
of them.
Dhoni,
Directors,
of
actors.
course, Dhoni.
Dhoni, of course, but that's a
From-
different word. But what's the town like that's produced all these people and who came from Jamshedpur into Bombay and really did well in the movies, of all places?
Jamshedpur is a very what do I? It's a nice dimension.
Okay.
It doesn't have an airport.
Not even now?
Not even now.
Okay. So Ranchi would be the closest airport.
Ranchi is the closest
Right.
airport. Of course, there's a like charters and all
Right,
that
right.
were because of Tatas.
Because the Tatas, right.
But it has some cutting edge conversations. I will say conversations, because
Okay.
I think conversations lead to thoughts that lead to actions that lead to whatever you become. In Jamshedpur, the only people who reside are academics. So
Why is that?
it's like you're hired by Tatas, so therefore you live in Tata Nagar.
Right.
There's no other qualification. And Tatas में आप क्या करोगे? You're an engineer,
Right.
you're a doctor, you're a teacher. And
Professionals, essentially.
You're professionals, and you are there just because, of course, you've done your education, and therefore you gave an interview, you landed the job. So you are there by merit. It's not that.
It's a township.
It's a township
Right.
where
Of
people
professionals.
actually
Right.
think and work. So the only flex any parents have, oh, my son got this rank at IIT, or this is his
Medical,
mark sheet.
yeah.
So I think there was more value for conversations. You have the XLRI campus, you have the Loyola campus. The conversations were really, really compelling. I think that gives you, again, you have a lot of film clubs in school. You have.
So there is a film culture.
Yes, there is.
There's obviously a theatre that Imtiaz Ali used to live right next door to, and he would go and
You'll be
watch it.
surprised. Astad Debu is from my school.
Really?
Astad Debu.
There you
So
go.
he had come in for the 50th anniversary of Loyola School and performed, and we were like, okay, Ustad Debo. I mean, we really
Of all places,
of all
right?
places.
Yeah.
So so I really feel that there are great conversations that happen there. Even for that matter, a lot of the classical maestros would come to Jamshedpur to perform. So for my concert culture, that was my concert culture growing up. Like where I've heard Parveen Sultana ji, Ravi Shankar Pandit ji, Nikhil Banerjee, we've heard Bismillah Khan Saab.
So they would come to the club, that Belde club, or
There were many, avenues.
Right.
Mandolin Srinivas.
Oh wow!
I mean, he
of
was a
course.
child when he started. So our connection with culture, connection with music, connection with film, connection with sports, apart from just being in school and studying, it was massive. And because again, no phones, no distractions at
Right,
that
at the
point,
time.
we had the things that you could do is actually sit and have conversations. I feel that gave rise to many
Cultural professionals, as it were,
yeah.
thereafter.
Yeah,
And of course, there is the Bombay side of you, which is when you move from Jamshedpur. And if I'm not mistaken, I was told that you've come from Dadar right now. Is that where you stay? What are your coordinates in this city? Like when
My coordinates is Lalubhai Park. I've
Okay.
always been a Lalubhai Park girl.
Okay.
Always. I've changed houses in and around
In and
that,
around, and
that
where
park.
exactly is Lalubhai Park?
This is Juhu Gali ke just bahar. It's on the SV Road.
Okay.
Andheri West.
Right.
And my first house was the Tata Housing Center. The Tatas were they accommodate the Tata family so well. So yeah, my dad.
So it's like a guest house for if you have, your kids.
So I started college. So they allotted a one-room hall kitchen.
Oh, well done, you.
Which is
amazing
great, which
for
is
Bombay, right?
amazing.
If you got that sorted,
Yeah.
then you can concentrate other things in life.
Yeah.
And college would have been Xavier's, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And you learned stats.
Yes.
Is that what you read?
Yeah.
You're a musician. Like, what's the connection between, say, stats, maths, and say, notes and music? Is there a connection that you find between the two?
In one line, statistics is a study of human nature. Simple as that. Whatever you do, whichever trend you follow, stats just puts it in numbers. That's
Right.
all. But it's a study of human nature.
What we collectively do.
Yes, that's all. It's as simple as that. If you can understand that, I don't think you need anything more. People get scared of it because of numbers, but it's not about numbers. It's about how we function, how consistent we are or inconsistent, what are anomalies, how in a certain space we function differently, and that anomaly, and it's very.
Has that helped you in your current field? Because as
Every anomaly ends up in a film. Don't you see that? Any character, when they behave out of ordinary, there's your film. Bam. So I think human nature and human functioning of how you function on a daily basis, I think that's stats.
right.
Yeah.
And of course, we learnt about you and your family in KBC. Your dad was there. You're with Amitabh Bachchan. And I just got a thought in my head, which is true for a lot of musicians, perhaps. One of my favorite writers is V.S. Naipaul, okay? And I remember an interview of his where he's talking about, this is randomly asked about music. And he said, music was external to my home. And it's the first time I realized that there is such an idea as music being external and internal.
Yes.
Does it always play in your house, or do you go out and that's when you listen to music? Do you listen to it in the car? Do you listen, or is it always there? I'm assuming music was internal to your home pretty much through your growing up years, right?
I don't even see it as a thing or something you
Yeah,
do.
you don't know any other way.
No, I don't. I mean, it was my first education before learning to write or spell ABCD.
You started with Saregama.
Yeah, because that was the first education for us. For me, Anurag, my brother, and
Who's
myself.
also a musician.
Yes, he's the better musician in the house.
Oh,
I
really?
would say it on camera. Yes, he's a jazz pianist, and I think I've not heard someone play like that.
Oh, wow.
So yeah.
So he went a completely different way then.
Yeah.
Like he picked
Yeah,
up jazz.
he didn't want to do anything I did, so he was always like.
And he's younger or older?
He's younger. He's
Okay.
5 years younger to me.
That's smart. Do not follow your
No,
elder sibling because
he's
you'll
like,
just
no,
be competing.
I want to do things that I want to do. So I want to play the piano. I said, okay, fine. So he was very precocious. He was a 3-year-old and he knew what he wanted to do. I, on the other hand, didn't want to do anything.
Okay.
So my father had a hard time teaching me music. So But there's one thing that I think comes beyond learning or music being your safety blanket. I think it's a very, I think probably that's what
That's
you
what
meant.
Naipaul probably meant.
Yeah, so in fact, more than listening to music or liking it or loving it or making a career out of it, my father always said there are two lives. One has music and art in it, and one doesn't.
Okay.
So always go for the one that has it. It will just enrich your life. Even if you don't do anything with it, it's fine. But
Engage with it.
you should have it. It just makes you better. It's that one friend you have when, I don't know, it's like somebody who you can hear in any form of music when you hear it.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's as if that music can really understand what you're going through at that point and really.
And there's a song for every moment. There's a song for every emotion.
And that same song can mean different things to you at different points in life.
Right.
And console you and hold you or make you strong and give you that courage in the most, like suddenly, you have someone's story. Like, मैं वहाँ से जा रहा था और ये गाना मैंने सुना and it changed me. It happens and it's for real. You might not remember the film. You might not even remember who was in it. But you remember those lines. मैं जिंदगी का साथ निभाता चला गया, हर फिक्र को धुएं में उड़ाता चला गया. You will always remember this.
Right.
It just somehow it just shows up as a friend and it just can hold you up.
Right.
I think music being in your life is a very good thing.
So going back to your dad, and the fact that he is your inspiration, he's the person who sort of drove you towards the whole path of music, as it were. Would he be, say, someone like, have you seen Whiplash?
Yeah.
Would he be something like that jazz instructor in Whiplash, कि भाई तुझे करना ही है? Or was he the softer kind, कि let me just guide you through this? What kind of a music, because he was your music instructor too, but also your dad, right?
Yeah, that's a very difficult balance. Sometimes the equation between him and I was sometimes out of balance. So sometimes he would get too strict with me. Like I remember this so vividly. He got into my room and there were posters and he just tore everything into bits. I was like, why? And he was like, do you realize you've not practiced in a week?
And what posters were these?
These were posters of some bands that I liked, maybe of Led Zeppelin. And उस time पे Leonardo DiCaprio बड़ा hot crush था सबका. So उसका poster था. तो and it's like, you've not practiced. एक हफ्ता हो गया तुमने रियाज नहीं किया. You've not. The point is that तुमने किया नहीं, वो नहीं. तुमको realize नहीं हो रहा है कि तुमने नहीं practice किया है. I felt that if I were practicing, if I do this, he would be happy. If I get my first break, he would be happy. If I would sing enough songs, if I got that many awards, he would be happy. I don't think he's happy. He's only happy if I have the yearning to learn more. If I go to him like, Dad, I want to learn this, he would be happy. I think the whole point that as far as I can learn, as far as I can feel the need to learn, I think that gives him more happiness.
This has been kind of documented in many ways. Like, say, if you take a movie like Chaitanya Tamhane's Disciple, right? There is a toxic relationship between the guru and the shagird. They mean well. Yeah. And I use the example Whiplash too. I'm pretty sure that guy meant well too, because he can see a talent and he wants to mold it, but he feels the talent is not going the direction that he would like. Is that part of the training of music? Is that because that's part of the training of sport, for instance?
No, it is here.
Like a Dangal story, can the Dangal story also
be? My father is like Amir Khan from Dangal.
Oh wow!
Yeah, anything that would deter me from doing my music should not be there in your life. Like someone asked me, "What are your hobbies?" I said, "Music," and he was so pissed off. This is not your hobby. There is, and now I believe this, that I don't have any hobbies. I do everything as if it's the main thing. Even if I watch a film, I will start looking at it and use that into my music. If I
like, give an example of something you'll watch in a movie and use it in your music.
Like Like for example, we were watching Guide,
Ah,
for that matter.
ah.
I mean, the way Waida Rahman's character is written in that. This woman who's actually going through life by how she feels. There is nothing in the society that can change that. She's quite her own person. And that is something that my father would always tell me, that you live your life the way you want to do this, and your music should be a part of that.
It should reflect that.
It should reflect that. You can't just sing something just because everybody likes it. You need to sing something that you're convinced about. You need to be, you need to mean what you sing. For that, you need to have ideas, you need to have thoughts, you need to have some sort of a voice that you want
An
to.
inner voice, as it were.
An inner voice. You need to be able to say something through your music. And if you don't have that, what's the point in singing? So please sing with care. Please sing with
What's
thought.
his name? Your dad's name?
S. Venkat Rao.
S. Venkat Rao.
Yeah.
And I know he trained you as a musician
Yes.
from early age.
He's
Was he a
actually-
professional musician as well? Because he said that he took you to a concert and then you took over the concert in the KBC
No.
episode,
Yes,
right?
yes. He's done his MTech in engineering.
Okay, so he's a techie.
super sharp.
Huh.
He's also done his MA in music.
Wow.
Yeah. Because he went to a concert in 1972 and heard Ustad Amir Khan Sahab live, and it changed him. He loved music. But then when he heard, okay, that is training, that is education in music. So I think the other important reason why he taught music to my brother and me was, why do you want to be an uneducated musician? We already are facing a lot of uneducated
Everything else.
in many different forms in life.
Right.
You try and become an educated musician, try and learn music, and once you do that, your mind is equipped to learning every single day. So as long as you're alive, you'll keep learning something. So it's not just about learning music. It puts your brain in a mode that you want to keep learning new things, and it could be a different art form. Like I could now sit and watch an opera or a ballet and still learn from it, because at some point your own art form will not inspire you so much. The other art forms inspire you more.
Right, and you can bring that
happens.
into
exactly.
your own art form.
So you're just gawking at what I mean, like any piece of architecture that you're looking at Taj Mahal. You can see the precision there, and if that precision you can get into your singing, oh wow, that would be so beautiful. Everything you eat, everything you watch a film, you see a painting, everything becomes okay. If those colors are like that, if I can, because again, we thrive in non-verbal communication. So anything that you can see and not put in words, and you can
Viscerally, that you're just imbibing viscerally,
and you can
right.
put it into a melody or a tune, and evoke that emotion into somebody.
I think someone once defined music as architecture and vibration. And that's
A lot
pretty
of
nice
painters,
sort of-
I mean Rothke, I mean Monet, they painted with music. There would be music and they would paint. I think it just transforms you. It does.
So at the age of 13, I hear that you met Hariharan, and that kind of changed your life.
It did.
And that would be, in that sense, your Bombay film story, isn't it? Because Hariharan,
My
I'm
first
presuming,
visit to Mumbai.
Yes, first time in Bombay.
At that point, yeah.
And you would come here on a holiday?
Yeah, we had come here, and my mom had his landline number us time pe, through a friend. And I mean, of course, we're big fans of him.
Of
My
course.
father is a big fan. I'm
Yeah.
a fan, and I would actually learn some of his ghazals also. So we called him. It was my birthday that day, and he said, "Sure, you can meet me. I'm here. I'm home."
You can
But
just
it's-
do that. You can just call Hariharan up and listen, I have a,
I think
a talent,
it-
a prodigy with me. Can you just meet?
I think he was I
He was
think
free
free
on that
that
day?
day,
Just great
which
luck.
which worked for
No
us.
other connection? You didn't know anyone who knew
No,
Hariharan?
nothing.
Just a
We
phone
just
number.
said that no. My mom was very honest that
We have a child prodigy. Would you like to meet?
not a prodigy, but she's a huge fan.
Yeah.
She's learnt music, and she would love to meet you to get your blessings, to say the least. So, and he was very kind and generous, and he met with us, and I sang something that he had composed, and
What did you sing at Hariharan's place?
it's a very beautiful ghazal which he made in Rag Durga. Very unusual for a ghazal. Rag Durga mein itne compositions nahi sunoge aap. But he had made this, and I think if my memory serves me right, it was Dr. Bashir Badr.
Okay.
Unki ghazal thi.
Right.
And it's actually a tough one. I don't know. As a 12-13-year-old, I learnt it. But then when I sang it to him, started correcting and teaching me then and there. And it went like
Let's hear it.
जितने भी गम थे दिल के. So I was singing जितने भी गम थे दिल के. He said no, that's not what it is. जितने भी गम थे दिल के. So it is much more complicated. नवाओं में आ गए. So he taught me this whole ebb and flow of it, and
While you're 13 years old.
and
sitting in his
for
house.
me it was like, and I started emulating whatever he was teaching me, and हम देखे सब चराग हवा में आ गए जितने. So he said it has to flow. You can't be, like choppy about
You
it.
can't be like stanza about it.
No.
Right,
And for example, हवा में तो हवा है तो हवा की तरह भी you have to move. It's very non-verbal. Because I don't need to tell you that my voice is moving like hava, but it should move. So I think what it does for a child who has no motivation, like why should I do this? I know my father is completely like, he wants me to do this.
He's
What
obsessed.
he's obsessed. But the point, it's dad, no yaar, dad ही है ना, तो शायद वो प्यार से बोल रहे हैं. शायद I don't have it in me. That was my stance at that point. When it came from him, I said no, I think I should start working on it. I should start taking this seriously. I think it would be a loss on my part if I don't take this seriously now. And then, of course, that changed my life. Yeah.
So basically, you're born, your dad is sure you're going to be a musician or a singer.
He knows all this, yeah.
He just knows this even when you're just born, right?
Yeah.
The first things you learn is Saregama instead of ABC.
Yeah.
You've said this somewhere, Shilpa, that it's a myth that you're born with a voice.
That's true.
And the fact that, like, everyone who's watching this and everyone who's watching it on the screen,
Yeah.
is everyone a singer, according to you, in that case?
Well, again, you can sing in many capacities. For example, आपको जब बचपन में किसी ने लोरी गा के सुनाया होगा, आपको लगता है वो टेक्निकली साउंड होगा? नहीं. बट वो एक कनेक्शन होता है, एक नॉस्टैल्जिया होता है, बहुत चीज़ें प्यार से भी आप कनेक्ट कर लेते हो. बट उसका that is the place in your life. That is the musical capacity.
Or in the bathroom singers.
That it will hold for you.
Yeah.
Of course, being an artist is a very, very big term.
Right.
For that,
You just have
Of
to do
course.
riyaz.
no, that comes later. The first and foremost, like the necessity that one needs is to love this no matter what. And I'm gonna spit out facts that being a musician is a very tough job. There will be more days that you feel you shouldn't be a musician than the days that you should be a musician, because it's not easy. It's very, there's a lot of rejection, there's a lot of self-doubt, societal doubt, a lot of things are there. So if you want to do this, you have to really be in love with it. You need to love it beyond any loves in your life. You have to.
They say that about acting as well, for instance. And Shilpa, as you may have realized, I know very little about the music industry compared to the movie industry. And the way that works is कि आप सुबह उठे, आप audition पे जा रहे हैं. Of course, you work on yourself, whether उनका भी रियाज होता है for something or the other. How does the music industry work, and how is that different in the sense of, yes, you're an artist. The reason why I'll call you a musician is because you're paid for it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, हम सब musician हैं, हम सब गाना गाते हैं. मैं भी हम करता हूँ दिन भर. But it's nobody gonna pay me to listen to how I sing. When you're working on, of course, you're working on your talent. But how does it work in order to get in, like get a foothold into what's the music industry that's so linked to the movie industry as well?
Yeah. No, I feel that in any profession, I'm sure if you're writing a novel and it never gets easy, and it shouldn't also.
Yeah.
Because if it's not changing you or you're not evolving, what's the point in putting out something new? So be it an actor, be it a chef, be it a musician, I think it's a lifelong process. I don't think you ever have it all or you've arrived or people ask me which is your life defining or a career changing moment. I said there's no such thing. In fact, there are days when no one's watching and you've made a change in yourself, in the way you look at things and the way you've done a song by changing yourself quietly. I think those are the more important days. Again, being a professional churning out hits, I don't know what the secret sauce is. I don't know. In fact, to quote the Beatles, if we knew how to make a hit song, we would become managers. Because no one knows how you come up with something that resonates with people.
But what I meant was landing the job, Shilpa.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Let's say, and that is probably what they mean when they ask you, was that the turning point? Because that's when you know that, listen, you know what, I have a job. This is what I do professionally. From here on, I will be Shilpa Rao, the singer. Whether playback singer or live singer, that's not important. The fact that someone, how most of life is about being good at something and someone hiring you for it, right?
It's a very difficult question because I remember when I'd moved to Bombay and I would meet people and they would hear my voice and like, it's actually a great voice, but we don't know what to do with it. So, of course, you need to understand when you bring something new to the table, new is not always welcomed so easily. It takes time. It's not now, you're at a point where you can't change yourself and you don't want to. And also, why should you change yourself to fit in? But
that's what's unique about you. That's why you're not.
No, but then it's a very big question. Karna hai, nahi karna hai. It's like $1 million question. Whether you want to fit in
industry as well. And
no, also you want to put out a song that people listen to. So for like Tosin Aina being a first song for me, I never thought it would be. It was a very unusual first song to start your career with.
Yeah.
But the thing is that there's a line in Ratatouille which says, new needs friends. And therefore you try and find those people who not just like you the way you are, but they actually celebrate you the way you are.
Right.
So
you need cheerleaders. All artists need cheerleaders.
And vice versa. It works like Amitabh Bhattacharya is a very, very dear friend.
The lyricist.
He first came to Bombay to become a singer.
I heard actor also, na?
No, he came here
to be a singer? Okay.
He always wanted to be a singer. Always. He came from Lucknow, he wanted to be a singer. We used to bump into each other, we used to do ad jingles, vagara. Phir, I think, started to write and I think that became the first, that became his calling. So that's what I'm trying to say is that आप जो कर रहे हो, you also want some release to happen, that people can at least hear you out.
Engage with your art in the
exactly.
first place.
So it's necessary to have a release. Like if you don't have a job, how will you show your experience? Or if
Right.
you don't have experience, how will you show your job? So
Right.
It's a chicken and the egg.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have those people and you make friends that celebrate the new. So yeah, Amitabh is one person.
friend.
There's obviously Preetham.
Another friend.
He loves something new. Rahman sir, I mean, he thrives. He loves musicians who can get into the studio and give him something new that he can't think of. So you need to find people like this.
Would Shankar Mahadevan be that new
Yes.
friend at some point in
He's
your
not. He's
life?
not. He doesn't come in the category.
No,
of
I mean
friend.
friend as in a metaphor.
He was like somebody who was a guide, like
Right.
from a spotlight, like what Hariji did for me. He was someone like, Shilpa, don't start with film songs just now. Get in the studio, sing jingles. Those are the newer, like.
Where did you meet him?
I had actually met him in Hyderabad. There was a television show that was happening, and he first heard me in Delhi. There was a competition.
Okay.
And then I met him in Hyderabad.
He was like a judge in the
Yeah, he was a
competition, and
judge.
where you were a participant.
Yes.
Right.
And
What was it called?
Sangam Kala group. Many singers have come from there. Sunidhi, Sonuji, a lot of people.
Oh, wow.
They're all from there. So he'd heard me there. Cut to in Hyderabad, there was a television show happening, and I said, "Can I sing Bumro with you?" He said, "Sure," because I heard you there. Like, let's do it. So he heard me there, and then he said, "You have to come to Bombay. You can't live anywhere else."
Right.
So when I came to Bombay, his first thing was, listen, singing a film song, it seems easy, but it's not. Start with jingles because, singing a song that's already sung is a different thing. You can be great at it. But when I call you to the studio and I give you a new song,
Completely like from
no one
scratch,
has sung
right?
it and you have to sing it like no one else can.
Like you own it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I give you 2 hours.
Huh.
You also have a time constraint. How will you do it? That's why I start with jingles. And he was right. The first jingle, I had a line to sing. Oh my God, it's so difficult because you have no reference. Now no one's telling you what to do. Aapko apne se gana padega. You have to use your own discretion, judgment, what to do, what not to do. It's all on you.
Right.
So that's when I understood the Herculean task of
I always wondered, right? And I think you kind of solved that puzzle for me in my head.
Right.
When the whole television revolution took place of this Indian Idols of the world, where every season there'd be singers from every part of India, and I'd hear them like, my God, like this crazy amount of talent that exists.
Yeah.
And why is it that through the 60s, 70s, 80s, all we ever heard was Lata, Asha, Kishore, Rafi. इतने सारे हैं, but सिर्फ 4-5 ही क्यों गा रहे थे? I guess it takes another level of talent to sing that many songs, and it takes another level of talent or a lesser level of talent to sing what's already been sung. They're two different things, right? I mean, a new composition where you can just crack it. I think Lata was in the Guinness Book of Records.
No, she's somebody that, like you have one person like that in a lifetime.
Really?
That's very rare. That's
Okay.
really rare.
What would be so rare about Lata, for instance?
The sheer persistence. Again, I don't think you have these names because they were talented or hardworking or God gifted. No, they were persistent. Like you don't give up. To be able to do this for 10 years, 20 years.
I don't know how many songs a day,
No,
just
I
going
mean-
from film to film
So
to film.
it's not. And again, you can't fail even once. Like
And it stays forever.
and fail as in the final product that is published. I'm talking about that. There are many failures between 2 recordings. We all fail. Some of us fail more than we have succeeded. That's me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what you think?
Yes, I have failed many times.
Define failure.
You hear a song, oh yeah, I can do it, and then once you get to the studio to finally sing it, and you're just not
नहीं आ रहा,
capable
दिल से
enough.
नहीं आ रहा।
आज नहीं हो रहा है, आज, and it's a bad day. You like, for example, tennis. I'm a huge tennis fan. If I can explain.
Sure.
Rank 1 loses a match.
He's out of the tournament.
Technically, it doesn't make sense, but it's not your day. some things off, your mind.
Can you come back?
The next match, you have to wait for the next match. So my next match will be my next recording, because obviously
Of the same song. Would you do it again?
might be not. If
you could be replaced, you're saying?
Yeah, it's
They
quite.
just put somebody else to sing that song because आपका नहीं हो रहा उस दिन.
It's totally fine. I'll tell you why, because.
Would you give me an example?
Well, in fact, the first song that I tried, this was Shantanu Moitra who'd given me a chance to sing Kaisi Pehli Zindagani.
Oh wow.
For Parinita.
Parinita, yeah.
And he told me, listen, Sunidhi's singing it. Her recording's tomorrow. She's coming and singing it. But give it a shot. I mean, more than me, you should know what you're capable of. I sang it. I was horrible. I realized that singing a song for a film as yourself, it's more difficult. I think more than him understanding it, it was my understanding of myself that I'm not ready for this. I got back home. And this was just a start.
Right.
And this can happen to you at the peak of your career. Also, like last year, I think 8 songs of mine, it didn't just work out.
Really?
It happens to the best of us. So there is no such thing as that. That's why when you ask me, what is that life-altering moment?
Yeah.
There's not one. There are many. Every single day, looking for motivation. I think you should stop looking for motivation. It should become your second nature to go into the studio and, okay, I'm going to try this out. I'm going to work at it. I'm going to be persistent. So that's why when you talk about these greats,
yeah.
I mean, there are so many more. In fact, I would say that the one thing that is common is persistence, more than hard work and talent. Talent can't take you all the way through. No. Be it Michael Jackson, be it Sting, be it Freddie Mercury. It's scary. It's scary.
Like I genuinely believe that, let's say if you're a cricketer, you enjoy playing cricket, and you want to play it at a professional level. It's okay if you don't play like Tendulkar. Just because I can't play like Tendulkar should not mean I shouldn't play at all, right?
Yeah.
And because there's a pleasure in it too, right? I just enjoy playing cricket.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'll never be Tendulkar, but maybe I'll play Ranji Trophy.
Yeah.
Do you think that's an okay thought too? Or is it always about the mastery?
No. I don't think you should try to be something, but trying to being yourself also is a tough job. Like I would like to sing a song as myself, and I would like to be good at it. मैंने बोला हुआ है कि there are times actually you should also be careful on these days also where the composer is like, no, it's amazing, and I'm like, nahi, it can be better. Please give me another recording. And I insist that I want another recording. You might be happy, it could be a go ahead, but I think I can bring something more to it. Forget about being anybody. I think being yourself in your lifetime, I think it's the toughest job. And I think if you can do that, I think you're good to go.
I do think that when you talk about playback singing in Bollywood, given the sheer number of songs that all these great artists have sung, and lyricists, just the number of songs they've written, like ऐसे ही मतलब like a Javed Akhtar can write on a napkin and just send it off, because that's how quick he can be, because that's the output that was always required of them. The third is a music composer, all right?
Correct.
And I have to tell you this, Shilpa, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person saying this. This has happened largely because of reels. The number of times you come across some of your favorite songs and they've been cheapoed. And these are the greats who composed it. Like for instance, the last one I came across was George Benson ka Gana, which is actually Ek Hasina Thi, Karz ka song. And I'm like, yaar, ye to pura uthaya hua hai. Or for that matter, Ajeeb Dastaan ye. I realized it's a Jim Reeves song. And these are like later realizations. Jo famous hai to wo famous tha hi, aur abhi pata hai.
True.
What do you make of that? Where do you think that, and it's plagiarism, where do you think that comes from?
That, I think, you'll have to speak with someone who's a creator.
Have you ever been in a situation as a singer where you've been offered a song, say, yaar, aap credit nahi kar rahe ho, main ga to dungi, but ye composition aapka hai nahi, sir.
Thankfully, I've never been in that situation.
Okay.
In fact, the one time that Preetham mentioned that you have to sing Aaj Jaane Ki Zid Na Karo, it came with a lot of fear and self-doubt also, because
Farida Khanum.
it's like a classic. In fact, if a lot of people don't know, Farida Khanum ji actually covered that.
Oh,
it's not. It is not.
Is it?
It's not brand
is
new.
Is it a folk song?
No,
Ghazal.
it was made by somebody else. It was sung by somebody else. She just covered it at one of her concerts, and that became the most celebrated version.
Right.
And now Preetam said, no, this is the need of the hour. This is what I want to represent Aishwarya Rai in this movie. So yeah, I mean, you sing it with a lot of self-doubt, but again you have to sing it like yourself, because
again, own it.
You have to own it, and you're also thinking of Farida ji, like, okay, this is a tribute to you. If you're hearing it somewhere, it's from my side, from me to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you put in your best intent. Being a critic of yourself is very important, but then there's a time to let go, and you sing it with all your heart and you let it be. I think people loved it, and now if I'm somewhere, they ask me to sing it, which I like grab with all heart and gratitude. But yeah, I know what you're saying is that it's very tough to have that big iconic moment on top of your head and perform under it. I think it's a very tough one. That's why it's better to perform a new song that no one's heard. I feel it has a much better chance of you soaring in it rather than singing something that's already done.
And those are covers, of course. I think the point I was trying to make was more, and which is obviously much less now because of the spread of internet. Ab nahi aap kar sakte, pata chal jayega ki bhaiya yahan se liya hai.
I'm a huge fan of original music.
Right.
Like all hail. Simply because 50 years from now, 20 years from now, someone wants to look at our
output.
This period of time. I hope they look at us and say, oh, these were the songs that stand out.
Right.
So every era has iconic songs, and it would be great to be a part of those iconic songs.
Right.
Yeah.
Rather than reach a point where, and I hear in some cases we've already reached that point where there are ads, jingles that are being made by AI straight off. वो compose भी कर रहे हैं, वो गा भी रहे हैं, और वो चल भी रहा है.
Yeah.
That's a bit scary. I mean, it's scary for a lot of jobs in general, including, like, I write for a living. I don't want AI to write. I mean, वो कैसे feel करेगा? उसने वो moment नहीं देखा है. What do you make of this?
I think AI is so new that we are just having fun with it right now. I think that fun is tending towards scary fun. But I'm sure that, and I say this with utmost honesty and hope, that we need more human error in our lives. Coming back to stats.
Like a statistical error.
Yes, maybe you go and you're looking for a piece of fabric, and you look for flaws to see whether it's handmade or it's machine made. And that's the proof that it's made by hand. Or if you take pottery and you can look at the print or the drawing on it, and you can tell that this is made by somebody using hands. I think the tangibility of anything is what we're looking for nowadays, and that will soon come into AI. That you will be, because perfection is boring. Perfection is
repetitive also.
It's not about repetitive. It's soulless. You can't get a robot to cook your food. I mean, my nani used to make rasam, which is flying. My mother used to make rasam. Both used to use the salt. You put it with your hands, and but it would taste so different.
Yeah.
Of course, a robot will make that rasam 100 times the same way, but there's no vibe, there's no heart in it. You need human error. Human error is the only thing that is keeping us sane. Be it flaws in person's personality. That's why you have books. You have Franz Kafka writing Metamorphosis. You need flaws. You need flaws in food, in art. Recordings cannot be perfect. The little human error, that's almost like a signature.
So on that point, I know that AI is new.
Yes.
But autotune is not new. And that's doing the same, and it was kind of doing the same thing where removing that margin of error, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if you miss this note, chalo, what do you make of autotune then?
I think autotune is a very subjective cheese. I'll be very honest.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how it works. So for example, I'll ask you to walk on this line. You'll walk on this line and someone will walk a little 1 centimeter here, someone is 10 centimeters off or something like that. The autotune just brings it to the line. So कोई बहुत बेसुरा है, कोई थोड़ा कम बेसुरा है, वो उसको वहाँ पर लेके आता है. Because now we are living in a digital world where the recordings are digitized.
Yeah.
So you have to bring it, otherwise it sounds too बिखरा हुआ, थोड़ा अलग-अलग sound करता है. But when you go and you hear a live orchestra playing, a symphony, 60 people, 80 people, 100 people orchestra, again stats,
Yeah.
the rough average of the pitch is same, so they sound good together. So
Even if there's some error here and there.
There is error.
Right.
There is error. No one is pitch perfect. And again, अगर वो pitch perfect होता तो आपको वो दिल में नहीं लगता है. वो voice में crack चाहिए. वो एक आप हर performance same नहीं हो सकता. Like today I sing a song in a certain way, tomorrow I'll sing it
Right.
in a different way.
Yeah.
Because I'm a human, I'll make those differences and I'll make those errors. And those errors are nice.
Yeah.
So much so that there are huge artists and you sometimes copy their errors also to sound like them. So imagine how cute that is. That's so amazing. And that is what an autotune is doing, is reducing the error. But आप एक नॉन सिंगर को एक सिंगर नहीं बना सकते. It's not possible because अभी तक भी ना वो क्या बोलते हैं फीलिंग वाला प्लगइन नहीं आया है. वो नहीं आ सकता.
That is why, right? If anyone goes to a concert and they're very sure कि sync कर रहे, sync sound चल रहा है यहाँ पे, they just feel cheated यार, and very rightly so कि ये तो मैं घर पे ही सुन लेता फिर. I want to feel that moment, that person singing, and that happens quite often, right?
In fact, so whenever I sing Bulya on stage, trust me, I'm not singing half the song. The entire song is sung by the audience. So when you have 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 voices singing it together, again, everyone's having their margin of error, but together they sound so beautiful. It is a feeling of love. It is a feeling of, oh my God, we are singing this together. I think that's the most harmonious sound you can ever hear. So I feel, I know AI is there. वो एक बच्चे को नया खिलौने देते ना तो थोड़ा obsess हो जाता है वो उसके साथ. उसके बाद में फिर पता चलता है कि नहीं और भी दुख है ज़माने में मोहब्बत के सिवा. So I think we will come to a point where we will understand that human error is so necessary in our lives. You cannot live without it. I think it's the most beautiful thing, and it makes us so real, so connected with another human being. The error.
Right. There's no chance in hell you will ever be lip syncing in a concert, right? No chance.
Never.
In hell.
I would rather.
Would you walk out of a concert when you see someone doing it? Would that feel like
No, you can tell, of course, and I mean, yeah.
Refund ना कि ये क्या सुना रहे हैं
Refund नहीं अभी ठीक है. I mean, it's you. It's a personal choice.
Sure.
But then I would rather make an error on stage, forget lyrics, have a crack in the voice. That's fine. But I would sing live. It's such a thrill. That
Of
adrenal
course.
rush of singing it live and to be on your toes and to be connected with the audience where you, in the emotion, forget so many things. I think it's the most beautiful moment. I will never trade it for perfection. No. I think perfection
I
is...
felt that, and because this is the Bombay Film Story. Once I was at a concert of Sunidhi Chauhan at Bits Pilani. Oasis.
She's
and
amazing.
I had heard the song Darkhast because it was there in Shivai. It's only when I heard it in the concert, I'm like, oh my God, this song is another level.
No,
Sometimes, because it's in a movie, you kind of get lost with the moment of the film and not see the song separate of the movie
In
itself.
isolation.
And then you just watch it. Does that happen to you? Do you have like a favorite song, for instance, that when you were on stage, like, ye to matlab, it doesn't matter kiss picture mein, but this moment is going to be like enormous for the audience. Is there a song like that? Like your favorite concert track?
So whenever, I mean, all my songs are completely different on stage.
Okay.
It's nothing
Right,
like the audio.
that's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
change everything. Like Tosa Naina is different. You know, Kalank is completely different. Ishq Shava is drastically different. And we enjoy doing that because अगर आपको वही गाना सुनना था तो आप घर पे अपने Spotify पे म्यूजिक एप्स पे आप टीवी पे फोन पे कहीं भी सुन सकते हैं
YouTube पे
the whole point of coming to concert is we are here, these 2 hours are just us, nothing matters, it's just our voices, our connection, and yeah, I mean that's the whole beauty. I mean,
that's why we go to a museum to see Dali live in the way he made it.
Yeah, you need, and again, like you watch a chef cook in front of you, you can see what that person goes through. I think it's great to see somebody. That's why it's called performing arts.
Right.
It's like when you go and watch a play. I mean, you need to be present in that moment. You will miss 1 second and you miss everything. So it becomes like emotionally imperative. Like you need to be there, and singing live is like, oh my God, it's like you can levitate. You're flying and you're crashing and you're tearing apart.
You don't do too many Bombay concerts though, Mumbai concerts.
We do.
Not really, not too many of them.
साल में 1 बार 2 बार हो जाता है, but I think we tour बाहर ज़्यादा.
Oh, why is that? जिस शहर में काम करते हो, सारे शहर में जहाँ लोग रहते हैं और आप यहीं परफॉर्म नहीं करते हैं.
I think Bombay people are not very starstruck.
Okay.
Which is a great thing, because you can go to a restaurant and bump into your favorite artist. That's great, and it's even nicer because then you need to try harder to impress somebody, because now it's not your name, now it's what you're doing on stage that matters. Like your name can impress someone for 5 minutes.
So if you were in a smaller town, or if you were abroad where there are lots of Indians, so just because Shilpa Rao is performing, that's good enough for them, right?
Because शायद हम वहाँ नहीं रहते, हम यहाँ रहते हैं, तो फिर भी यहाँ पर तो of course you go to a radio station, you go and do a podcast, you do an interview, you are in and around.
Right.
People can, there's more access. But yeah, like you go to London probably once a year. So you know, they and again, you're in front of them in the same room. That matters. I think the room energy matters. It matters. Yeah.
You know, I distinctly remember a reel of yours where you're singing Kalank, right? And this is a live concert, and that went viral. Like how? Do you remember which one I'm talking about? That particular.
That is Hariharanji's birthday.
Was it Hariharanji's
birthday?
Yeah,
he and he loves to have a gathering. उनको लोगों का मतलब जो you know, he loves the company of people, musicians and all that. So he loves to throw a party and have everyone come and sing. So he said, just come and sing some ghazals. I sang ghazals which are made by him, made by Mehdi Saab and all of that. I was wrapping up, and I think a few friends of his, and in fact his family also, they said, can you sing Kalank? So it was just like a goodbye moment. I sang Kalank, and वो होता है, इसको बोलते हैं आमद. आमद एक बहुत यूनिक चीज़ है, where वो उस दिन उस टाइम पे ऐसे सुर लगते हैं कि आप उसको फोर्स करके भी नहीं कर सकते हो. It's something that comes from that energy of that place. So Ahmad just comes and you just have to catch it. So I think that day was Ahmad, जहाँ उस दिन वैसे सुर लग रहे थे, and the emotion flew. You can't try and replicate it, and that's again human error. That's human error.
I remember showing it to my little niece, and she loves singing, and she's like, she said her jaw dropped, you know, because it's
how old is she?
Well, now she's about 14, 15.
14.
Yeah. And I want to end this conversation with hoping for an Ahmad.
No, for sure.
Ahmad? Yeah,
Ahmad, like please send my love to her.
of course.
I would.
Hello, Ira.
Hi, what's her name?
Ira.
Ira, hi. And okay, I'm going to sing this one for you then.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. हवाओं में बहेंगे, घटाओं में रहेंगे, मैं बरखा तेरी, तू मेरा बादल पिया, जो तेरे ना हुए तो किसी के ना रहेंगे, दीवानी मैं तेरी, तू मेरा पागल पिया, हजारों में किसी को तकदीर ऐसी मिली है, एक रांझा और हीर जैसी, न जाने ये ज़माना क्यों चाहे रे मिटाना, कलंक नहीं इश्क है काजल पिया. So, thank you so
Ladies
much.
and gentlemen,
Thank you.
Shilpa Rao, thank you so much
Thank you,
for being
Mayank.
on Bombay
No.
Film Story.
Absolute
This is
pleasure.
amazing.
Absolute
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Thank you.
Yay, this is fun.
Your window to India and the world. Midday. Local pulse, global perspective.